you guessed it. In this episode of Around the World in 50 Foods, we are going back to Greece and we're making one of our favorite foods that we love to eat regularly, souvlaki.
The ingredients for souvlaki is simple. First, you need some protein. In this case, we're doing chicken, so chicken souvlakis. We got a pack of chicken breasts over here. And the marinade. The Greeks figured out one marinade and then they used it for everything.
Hey!
So, slide on over. And the first thing we're gonna put on the list is
lemon!
Lemon juice. You need tons of that. And of course, the oil of choice is
olive oil!
To give it some flavor, we put
oregano! You really need oregano. You can't have souvlaki without oregano.
And the very last ingredient is salt. It's a very simple marinade, very simple recipe, but packed full of flavor. Let's get preparing. For our flavors to get to know each other, we're gonna have to let them sit and bond. So we will use our mixing bowl here and we are going to marinate the chicken for approximately 3 hours.
To marinate your chicken, you need to start by cutting it into cubes. Now, a lot of people make the mistake of cutting their cubes really small. And the problem with this is when you actually go to cook your souvlaki on the barbecue, they're gonna shrivel up into these tiny pieces, and that's not what you want. You want big chunks that are gonna hold a lot of flavor even when you cook them. So we're going to cut these chicken breasts into about cubes that are about 1 inch in size. Let me show you the secret cutting technique to get the best, juiciest chicken souvlaki.
Great, nice big chunky pieces. Let's put them into the bowl. I'm pretty sure there's somewhere on the thing that says don't play with your food.
Hey, our kitchen, our rules.
Alrighty.
So this is what your bowl should look like, big chunks of meat in there. And now what we're gonna do is add the rest of the marinade, which is all of the ingredients that we started out this video with.
That's right. Alright, let me show you the secret marinating technique, which is always blend with one hand so you don't have to keep washing your hands. The first thing we're going to do is put in a good amount of the oil. Now, there's, again, not a lot of measuring that you can do for this, but what you want to do is make sure that your chicken, every single piece is nicely coated with the oil so that the spices will stick to them. What I like to do next is put in a good chunk of salt and then mix it up again. I want there to be a little bit of graininess on every single piece of chicken that I touch. And this tells me that all of the pieces are nicely salted. The next bit of magic is the oregano. A good amount of it into the bowl, mix it up, and then a little bit more for the other side. I found that you can't put it all in one go, you'll never cover all the chicken. Now, last but not least is the lemon. Here, what you would like is a almost creamy consistency of the marinade. If it's not creamy enough, add a little bit more oil and a little bit more lemon, like I have to do here. It's about 3-4 hours later. Our souvlaki has marinated very nicely. Tia is preparing the skewers so we can get cooking.
So your tip for the skewers before you skewer the souvlaki, and this is something that a lot of people don't know or just don't do, you need to soak them in water. And the reason we pre-soak them in water is to avoid getting splinters when you're putting the meat on these. You don't want to eat wood in your meat. So I usually just let them soak for 5 to 10 minutes in lukewarm or room temperature water before I skewer the chicken. All right, our skewers have finished soaking and we're ready to skewer the meat. I'm gonna give you a pro tip. because I even blew Andy's mind with this. The tip to being fast at skewering chicken is to hold the pieces in the palm of your hand while you skewer instead of just between your fingers. I'll show you what I mean.
Yep, do that or stab yourself. That's kind of your choice here. Another piece of advice here, don't overcrowd your stick. I did that the first couple of times and the meat ended up falling off. So you'll notice that Tia leaves plenty of space on the end of the skewer and spaces the meat out very nicely. This way, when you're cooking it, you're not worried about the meat falling off the skewers.
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our skewers are ready to go on the barbecue. So Andy's gonna go start the barbecue because I always somehow manage to almost singe off my eyebrows, and then we're gonna get cooking.
Always gotta test your tongs. It's working right. There we go. Nice and easy. We leave them on there for 10 minutes, then we'll come back out and check on them. I'm gonna see if it's flippable. No browning, not quite yet. So when that happens, start checking back every about 3 minutes. You don't want it to overcook. That's the key with chicken souvlaki.
All right, time to check the souvlaki again. It might be time to flip it over. Not quite.
Tia says no.
Oh, yum.
I think we're almost ready.
The final thing to do is when your souvlaki is pretty much ready, you want to heat up your pitas. You want to heat up your pitas on the barbecue so that they're nice and crispy and warm. So Andy just took our pitas out. He is moving the souvlaki over to one side to finish off, and he's throwing the pita bread right on there as well. All right, all our food is ready to go. Right now it's all in individual parts. We each have a pita. We've got a nice Greek village salad. If you're curious how to make this, check up there. We've also got some homemade tzatziki that we're gonna put on our pitas. And last but not least, the main dish, we've got a full plate of chicken souvlaki. So Andy, what time is it?
Time to assemble. Oh, we're finally ready to eat. We have assembled our souvlaki plates, or I have a souvlaki plate and Tia has a souvlaki wrap.
Pita.
Oh, pita. Yes. Time to eat.